Michigan Industrial and Technology Education Society. First place 2009. State first place. Anyway, so here it is. Pretty nifty. I could have got more done, but it ran out of time. I could have polished this up a little bit more or kept ramming it up till I got a better mold, but there it is anyway. So, I guess I'll start explaining to you how I pretty much got this thing made up. Now, this started off as just a regular old square piece of board. I went to the CNC programming computer and I got the dimensions of the board, put that in the computer, and then designed the letters in around where the circle would be. We didn't cut out the circle with a CNC machine, but it gave me an idea where the letters would be. So then the machine cut out the letters. I was trying to look for an F that would go out longer, but I couldn't. So, and I had limited time anyway. I only spent a few hours on this actually. So, well, after we got that cut out, I went to the bandsaw, cut out its oval shape. Then I went to sander and kind of made the angles to the edges so it would come out of the mold. I had to drill some holes and put some screws in so I can pull it out of the mold. But anyway, you put this into a sand mold block. You put this on a piece of board and get the powder. I forgot which powder you use. I think it's just regular baby powder or whatever. Put that on. Then you pack in a bunch of sand really tight. Same with the back side of the board, you know. Put some holes in and dig the trenches to the mold. Put some vents in. And then later on, he'll get some molten aluminum and pour it in. And then you'll get this. It was pretty much just a first time go on it. It did get one air bubble right there, pretty big one too. And it was sort of really messy. So I spent a really long time on the sander just sanding this thing down to shape. You still see it's kind of messy, but I really didn't have all the time in the world. I wasn't even aiming to win at all. So you see, I obviously just spent the most time just getting the edge back to the way it was. It still looks a lot better than what it was when it first came out. So I did that. Had to get the wire brush, get into these letters, and I got some sandpaper, got into them a little bit better. As you can see, some grinding pad marks from the air grinder. I only spent like a minute on a buffer and then I ran out of time. I was going to get it really nice and shiny and then maybe get some black paint into the letters, but I just ran out of time. So I turned it in and first place. Just like that. And I did have a napkin holder. I'll show you that too. So here's a napkin holder, slightly crooked. But anyway, this one was the hardest one actually. So anyway, we went to get some giant piece of sheet metal and it cut out into a bunch of pieces, and I took those pieces, cut those in half. Then he has a jig to bend these up on, so I had to get them all the right length and bend them all the same. And then I found this little piece. I didn't even have to cut that out. I just found it in there, so I used that. Then you have to use the gas welder and braze it, which was the hard part. You can see it's some slop right here and there. Well, if you didn't get it right, you would just burn the whole sheet right away, because it just gets too hot. And sometimes it won't get hot enough, and it won't stay together. Here's it's a little bit more messy on this side. Like right there, it's where some of it just completely mellowed away, so I had to dump some on. You can see right there where, yeah, so it was really tough, and plus I dropped it, which kind of bent it. And then I dropped it one more other time, and I bent it even more, but I entered it, and it got 4th place regional and got honorable mention in the state. I am thinking about making another one this last few weeks, the last 2 weeks that I got. This week's already half gone, but it shouldn't take me that long to make another one. So works great. And here's something else I just got finished today. This didn't go into any competition, but something more for me to practice up on. Just a little drill stand. I didn't have to make the mold for this one. It was already made. I just rammed it up and I cut it out a lot with the bandsaw to get the better shape out of it, because it was really sloppy. Actually, it was a really bad mold, but it worked just fine for me. And as you can see, it's a lot more polished up than the Ford logo. That's because I had a lot of time on the buffer, but I didn't want to spin forever on this one little thing. I got another mold at school. It's a horse head. That would probably be a lot better knowing what I'm doing for sure now. That wasn't from the drill. That was actually, I was in a buffer and it flew on my hands and almost nailed someone in the head, but a little freak accident almost. But he also didn't have the right size drill bits, so I just drilled the holes. And he didn't. Apparently some freshmen took the smallest ones, the last three, so I could do that at home anyway. So there is a huge air bubble right here. It's like that. Well, not an air bubble, but just like a pocket, like a chunk missing, like about that tall. So I just cut it off the bandsaw, but it's just a lot shinier. The Ford logo could have been like that. And that black stuff, that's just dirt and grease. I couldn't get it with that with the cleaner. So yeah, you can see that shine. You can almost see reflect. Yeah, you can see my reflection almost. So you know it's good and shiny. So there is everything. That's right, I get Ford magazines. So there you got it.